Finals score: Nebraska 90, Wisconsin 60. That's a 30-point win. Here's what I wrote Thursday morning in the top 25 and one. Out of 365 Division I men's basketball teams, only two went to bed Wednesday night with a 10-0 record. One of them was a Duke program that has won 126 games in the NCAA tournament. And the byproduct of that is 5 national championships. The other is Nebraska, the only Power Conference school in the sport that has never won a game in the NCAA tournament. Historically, these teams come from very different places, but they have the same record right now. Here's what I'm asking you. Is this the year? Is this the season that Nebraska finally removes that burden from its shoulders?
All that time, all that existence, Nebraska basketball. What year did it start, GP?
What year did Nebraska?
What was the first season in Nebraska Cornhuskers men's basketball history?
1911.
1896. 1896. Woo! It's a long time. Now, the tournament's only existed since 39, so you know.
Sister Jean was a freshman.
There we go. And in all that time, Nebraska has never won an NCAA tournament game. Super thick chunks of broken life and reality. Nebraska, is this the season? You know what? I'm gonna tap out. It's too early for me to say.
No, you have to say.
It's too early to sort the data. It's not. I'm sorting data on the daily at this point. I want to believe, but I don't know. Nebraska's 10-0 right now to tie its best start in school history. It did this once before. It didn't win an NCAA tournament game. 77-78, if you're curious, is the other time they started 10-0. Also won 14 games in a row. Not only is that the longest streak in the country, the win on Wednesday night also tied for the longest win streak in the history of the program. They did that in 90-91. I'm seeing a lot of signs that indicate that this very much can end, but I'm not going to sit here on December 12th and tell you, Gary Parrish, that it will end. I do believe that you believe that 2026 will mark the end of the streak, though. They're going to win a tournament game. You're on board, right?
Of course I'm on board. I want to believe that.
Yeah. If we actually attached stakes to it, would you still be on board? Anyone can just say it. Like, it doesn't, you can just say it. But
I attach stakes.
Attach some sort of stakes. Would you then continue with your belief there?
Do you know the type of things I have attached stakes to in my life?
If you had to wager an entire paycheck of yours on Nebraska winning an NCAA tournament game in 2026, would you do so?
Bro, I have spent much of my life gambling on the Mets. What do you think? Are you kidding? Yes, I'll believe in Nebraska. I believe in the Mets. You don't think I'll believe in Nebraska?
I'm not saying you don't. I'm just trying to get a little more information out of you. That's
all. Your stakes. I don't care. I bet on the Mets every day during the summer.
Well, that sounds like a serious personality flaw.
I just want so badly for them to be good.
And now lose Alonso. Isn't he an Oriole now?
Everybody, Brandon Nimmo, Edwin Diaz, Pete Alonso.
They don't happen. Don't you have the richest owner in the entire sport?
That's what I thought. What I'm starting to find out is it doesn't matter how much money you have if people don't want to take it.
It's very hard to do when you have all of the money and you find people that don't want to take all of the money. Very hard. Only the Mets.
It's tough, man. But yes, I believe in Nebraska. I have spent my whole life believing in the Mets. It's not hard to believe in Nebraska. It doesn't take me much to get there. All right. So absolutely, I believe in Nebraska. Plus, in all seriousness, jokes aside, we're done with the Mets. I know how much it means to Fred. Like, I've talked to him about this. They made the NCAA tournament a couple years ago, came to Memphis, and like they were the majority of the crowd. Like, they traveled. That fan base, like in Las Vegas, I know we don't care about the crown, but like they did win that, and they took fans there. That fan base cares about everything. They care about football. They care about everything. Volleyball. I think every time I turn on a volleyball game, it's Nebraska, and the thing is sold out. So they care deeply, and so yes, I would like that for them. I do think they're good enough to do it. Like just basketball stuff, they get Rick Mass back, and he's been terrific so far. He missed all of last season with a knee injury. He's now averaging 18 points, 6.5 rebounds, 3.1 assists in 28 minutes per game. Like, he's been excellent. I think they can get this done. Yes, I'm going to predict on December 12th, whether you're comfortable with it or not, I'm predicting Nebraska wins a game. Its first ever game in the NCAA tournament. It happens in March 2026.
I hope you're right. I would love to see that. Nebraska fans deserve this unquestionably. A couple more notes on the game here, big picture stuff on the Cornhuskers. Wisconsin hadn't held to 16 a game this season, and Wisconsin's outlook is very foggy still, even almost 6 weeks into the year. But whatever, they're certainly a solid team. John Blackwell was 1 of 11 from the field and held to 7 points. That's a Wisconsin team that before they played Nebraska was averaging 88 a game. Like, really, really impressive stuff there. Winning by 30 was Nebraska's largest MOV in a win since 34 against Rutgers in 2016. Very, very impressive there. They had also never won against Wisconsin by as many as 30, period. Jamarcus Lawrence, we'll get to Matt's in just a second, but he had 7 assists. He's been a really key player as well. And we are seeing real signs of a very real top 25 level team that is gearing up for its biggest game of the season. They have to play at Illinois, and that game, because we're talking about Nebraska here, that game is not in the top 25 and top 25 one, the Final Four and 1. But what a terrific game on a very good Saturday, and we'll get to that in just a couple of minutes. To go on the road and to face a really talented Illinois team. It is a house money situation for Nebraska. Yes, it is trying to extend the longest win streak in the sport. Yes, it is trying to set a program record by starting a season 11-0. Yes, it is trying to set a program record by winning a 15th consecutive game. If it doesn't do that, no one's gonna shirk at Nebraska whatsoever. Fred Hoiberg has done just a really, really good job for a team that I think going in was expected to land somewhere in the, I think we're being fair and honest, Nebraska was expected to be somewhere in the 10 to 16 range in the Big Ten this season. And it's outplayed that to this point. It looks like one of the, it's undefeated. So record wise, it's one of the very best. But if you remove even that, let me bring up the Big Ten.
Sort something.
I'm sorting it right now. Well, if you wanted to actually sort, you want to straight up sort in real time. Folks, not anyone can do this, okay? If you want to straight up just in real time right now, Nebraska this season, in terms of overall efficiency, is 25th in the country. And in wins above bubble, resume-wise, Nebraska's 11th best in the country. So it's looking like a top 5 team in the Big Ten overall. Super impressive stuff. Very interested to see what it can do in a real competitive, tough environment, league game against the Illini on Saturday. Tremendous spot for an Illinois team that's coming off a couple of high major wins. Tennessee, Ohio State, now gets Nebraska in its house. Illinois is going to be favored in that game. But nevertheless, good stuff. Good gains for Nebraska. We appreciate it. And if anyone listening isn't familiar with the lyric I dropped, Mo, M-O-E, Nebraska. Tremendous song. Just love it. Love me some Mo. Love me some Nebraska. Give it a spin after the pod.
They're also Nebraska, not the song or the album, but the basketball team, made in a way that I think it's easy to overlook in the preseason. In other words, like I said, they get ring-masked back. We don't usually talk too much about so-and-so missed all of last season, but now he's coming back. What will that look like? But they've got one of those. And then Jamarcus Lawrence is a what do we call it? A boomerang transfer. Mm-hmm. Like he was at Nebraska for some good stuff, went to Rhode Island, then bounces back to Nebraska, and now he's playing a role on an undefeated basketball team. So, we'll see where it lands, but so far so good. That's a team that at the very least looks like it's in position to maybe get the best seed it's ever received in the NCAA tournament. That, by the way, is a 6 seed. Never anything better than a 6 seed at Nebraska in the NCAA tournament. Can you do better than that? And if you do, by definition, you're in position to advance in the NCAA tournament because you'll be the better seeded team in the bracket.